Representative Swansing was well prepared when she came, and she already knew the answers. In fact, she had this drama to ask the Commission on Audit representative.
Is the Honorable Micaela Angela Swansing.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, my line of questioning would be based on the different documents submitted by the Committee on, the Commission on Audit and Compliance to the subpoena Duces Tecum, as well as the accomplishment reports submitted by the Office of the Vice President. So, Madam Chair, I prepared a few slides for presentation to the committee. Madam Chair, may I request for the permission of this committee to show the slides on the screen?
Committee Secretary, kindly upload.
Madam Chair, given the volume of the documents, I have created this chart to summarize all the pertinent information with regard to all of these documents summarized across the different quarters. First, I would like to highlight the number of days by which the 125 million pesos was spent across the 4 quarters. In the first quarter, it was spent within 11 days. That is the period of December 21 to 31, 2022. For the first quarter of 2023, it was spent in 52 days between February and March, 67 days for Q2 2023, and 79 days for Q3 2023. And if you average that out, Madam Chair, as you can see there, we're looking at 11 million, 2 million, 1 million, and another 1 million for each of the quarters. And here, Madam Chair, I would like to now move to the highlights of the findings of the Commission on Audit. So here we will see, I've segmented the 125 million between the two. First is allowed in audit and either disallowed in audit or questioned in audit. So for the fourth quarter of 2022, which is the subject of the notice of disallowance, we can see here, Madam Chair, that out of the 125 million pesos in confidential funds utilized from December 21 to 31, 2022, 73.287 million was disallowed in audit by the Commission on Audit, and I will give the Commission on Audit the time as well later to elaborate on that. And 51.7 million was disallowed in audit, rather allowed in audit. Here, Madam Chair, you would see that across the 3 succeeding quarters, while not yet or not subjected to the notice of disallowance, has already received the audit order memorandum with particular findings. So here, Madam Chair, you would see that on average, 53%, 49%, and 28% of the amount in question was questioned by COA in the succeeding AOM. So perhaps, Madam Chair, I will do that as well, divided per day, just to contextualize it. So for the fourth quarter of 2022, 6.66 million pesos on average daily was disallowed in audit out of the 11.3 million pesos spent by the OVP between the period of December 21 to 31, 1.2 million in the next quarter, 925,000 in the next quarter, and 443,000 in the next quarter. So, Madam Chair, I will stop here for now and throw a question to COA, if I may, Madam Chair, to the Assistant Commissioner. May he please elaborate on the grounds for the fourth quarter of 2022 for the disallowance of the 73 million, which translates to 58.6% of the expenditure. May I ask COA as to the nature of the disallowance, and for the succeeding quarters, may we ask COA, Madam Chair, to elaborate on the nature of the issuance of the questions under the AOM. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Assistant Commissioner Juliano, you have the floor, sir.
Madam Chair, may I be allowed to explain the reason of my presence in this budget hearing?
Yes, please
This
proceed.
is in connection with the invitation of Honorable Elizalde to our chairperson, Gamaliel Cordova, who is now attending a Senate hearing on the revised audit code of the Philippines. And he instructed me to represent him in relation to the subpoena duces tecum issued by the Committee on Appropriations. I would like to explain that we have a dedicated office that is the Intelligence and Confidential Fund Audit Unit that exclusively audits the Intelligence and Confidential Fund. It is not revealed to any other office, even my office. I am overseeing the special services sector and local government audit sector. Thus, I could not give you the details or the specifics about the audit of the disallowance. And we already submitted our compliance with the committee. And I'm not the proper person to explain the details of the notice of disallowance. Thank you.
Honorable Tuan Singh.
Madam Chair, the reasons behind these disallowances and the questions under the AOM are detailed in the notice of disallowances and the AOM. So in the absence of a response from COA, may I quickly highlight, Madam Chair, the highlights of the different documents?
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the notice of disallowances, the nature pertain in the non-compliance with item 4.8.5B of Joint Circular Number 2015-01, which is the non-submission of documents evidencing success of information gathering and or surveillance activities. And for the others, Madam Chair, COA did not allow the inclusion of rewards of various goods as supplies, as indicated in the menu category. And that is actually, Madam Chair, very similar across the board. You would see that the AOMs have a very similar nature in terms of the questions posed by COA. It really pertains on the same issues at hand. If I may request COMSEC to please move to the next slide.
Yes, but you have 30 seconds left.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will wrap up.
Yes, please.
Slide 3, please. Pakilakihan, please, COMSEC. Here, Madam Chair, as you would see across the board, for every single one of the quarters in question, there seems to be a pattern, Madam Chair. Here you can see that the categories are the same in terms of expenditure across the different quarters, which makes sense given that there's a menu within the joint circular for the different categories through which the confidential funds may be utilized. But two things, Madam Chair, that I would like to highlight here. Given that there are differing number of surveillance areas for each of the different periods and the number of days, even though, for example,
Kindly wrap up.
sorry, Madam Chair, my laptop is freezing. Madam Chair, regardless of whether or not the number of areas surveillanced is 111 or the upper bound, which is 132, the pattern of spending seems to be the same across the different quarters. And also the line items questioned by COA in terms of, as you can see here, the ones in orange are the same. It's with regard to the payment of rewards, the provision of medical and food aid, and the payment of incentives and traveling relative to the confidential operation. So, Madam Chair, in this very heavy slide, all I would like to highlight is there seems to be a pattern. There's a pattern in terms of expenditure, regardless of the amount of work entailed, and the pattern as well in terms of questionable categories on the part of COA seems to be the same as well. And Madam Chair, just to close, last na talaga, Madam Chair, next slide. Next slide as well. COMSEC, next slide, please. Madam Chair, just to highlight, in peso terms, in terms of percentages, in terms of the notice of disallowance for Q4 2022, siguro po mahalaga for us to contextualize it in terms of peso terms. So for Q4 2022, dun po sa pinag-usapan natin na 125 million pesos in confidential funds na nagastos po in 11 days. Sa bawat 10 piso po na ipinagkatiwala po ng taong bayan sa Office of the Vice President patungkol po dito sa confidential funds, 6 na piso po. 6 na piso sa 10 piso. Yung sa palagay po ng COA ay nagastos sa hindi tamang paraan. So, mahalaga po, Madam Chair, na makita po yon sa ganong konteksto. And looking at the percentages, it seems to be the same in the succeeding quarters. I would not preempt it given that the audit is still ongoing. But in Q1 2023, that's 5 pesos out of 10 pesos. For Q2 2023, that's 5 pesos as well out of 10 pesos. At sa Q3 2023 ay 3 piso sa 10 piso. So ganun po, Madam Chair, it's important to ask for accountability given the oversight functions of the House as well. Aside from scrutinizing the budget, making sure that we put the right budget where they're needed. It's also the responsibility of the House to exercise oversight and ask for accountability. So, Madam Chair, yun lang po. Gusto lang po natin siguraduhin na nagagastos po sa tama yung kaban ng bayan. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat, Madam Vice President. Do you wish to respond first, Madam Vice President? Or
I think, ma'am, point of order is more important than the answer.
I will repeat what I said earlier. The subject matter, as defined by the chair of this hearing, is the 2025 budget. And yes, it is customary to examine the 2024 budget. But we are having a very, very close and very, very even eloquent examination of the 2022 budget or 23 budget, for which we have already taken action by removing the confidential funds of the Vice President in the 2024 budget. So I submit again, Madam Chair, that this is not, I mean, if we're talking about oversight, yes, there is oversight of any House committee, but not during the budget hearing of a specific year's budget. So there is a Committee on Public Accountability chaired by Congressman Paduano. So all of those are all venues within the House, not to mention the legal issue of what is already being discussed in the Supreme Court. So I raise the continuing point of order, Madam Chair, on all of the questions regarding the 2023 budget.
thank you, ma'am, for your insights. But again,
Madam Chair,
It
there is
is-
a point of order. Please rule on the point of order.
we have already, Madam.
It is a must for the chair to
Um,
rule on the point of order.
Chair
There is a
is
point of order,
speaking.
Madam Chair.
The chair is speaking. I would like to request members as well to respect
Yes,
the
Madam Chair. That
Sandali
is
lang.
the rules. The rule says if a point of order is raised, the chair will have to rule on the point of order.
Yes, and the point of order is not to discuss previous years at kasasabi lang po natin, kaya nga gusto ko pong magsalita, kanina po sinabi ko na, pinaliwanag ko na po na ang previous years ay napaka-importante po. Sinabi ko na po kanina na nung huling plenary debates, pinag-usapan po itong 125 million confidential funds. Inutusan po natin ang COA na gawin ang audit, tapusin ng mid-November. Tama, di ba? Inutusan namin kayo na tapusin nyo na ng mabilis. November 2023, tapusin nyo na. Pero since then, hindi pa natin naririnig kung ano ang naging resulta nun. Umaksyon na tayo without even hearing from the COA what the findings were. Ang naging aksyon natin, tinanggal natin from the civilian agencies. I think it is important for us to know once and for all what happened because that will guide us for moving forward. Kasi malay ba natin na mali pala naging aksyon natin. Yun ay piniliwanag ko na. And on the basis of that, I ruled that we stick to our plan and nakasulat po yan sa lahat ng liham natin, sa lahat ng ahensya, hindi lang naman po sa Office of the Vice President. At kung nakikinig po kayo kanina, binasa ko po yung item number 3, which says comparative budget allocation and utilization rate from fiscal year 2019 to 2023. Lahat po ng mga ahensya, sinabihan po natin, nakasama po ang item na to sa pagkikilatis po ng proposed budget for 2025. So with that, let us now proceed to our next interpolator. From the minority, we have
Madam Chair.
Question of clarification.
No ruling. Whether it is taken, not taken, or no ruling.
it is not taken. And I reiterate the earlier ruling, which is not taken. So we proceed to the next interpolator. From the minority, we have the Honorable Raul.
Madam Chair.
I'm sorry, but we are now proceeding with
Yes,
it unless, yes.
But there was a
Sorry.
representative who spoke, so,
Oh, you have
Yes.
to,
Yes.
yes, okay. So, yes, please, you may.
yes, thank you, Madam Chair. It seems that Representative Swansing was well prepared when she came, and she already knew the answers. In fact, she had this drama to ask the Commission on Audit representative here. But when he was not able to answer, she had the answer already to her question. So, Madam Chair, may I request that only representatives who have questions be allowed to speak? That is not a motion, that is a request to you as the presiding officer. Ano namang tanong eh.
Yes, Madam Vice President, we note your request. And with that, we move on to our,
I have a question of clarification.
yes, our Honorable
Your statement.
Lawyer Macapagal-Arroyo, please.
You quoted your letter saying that you want the utilization rate for previous years. It was not a letter asking for how the budgets were expended, especially on questions that we, as a House, decided on already last year.
Yes, Madam, it says comparative budget allocation. So that phrase